and sign out with from Argentina to the local cantina. See, it doesn't work. It's the same sound. It's not a real rhyme. But it always really impressed me, and then I found out that he Googles the rhymes, so I was less impressed.
Yeah, that's kind of sad.
He's cheating, bro.
Anyway, guys, welcome back to the NASL Division 1 Week 5. This is Masa vs Dongraegu. These two guys, they played literally 1 or 2 hours ago. I believe their game was scheduled at 6 p.m. So by the time we started the broadcast, that's the moment when they actually started playing. What are you doing? The NASL sound guy, you should go away. I see one of the racks is being built in the corner, so he's going to try to hide it a tiny little bit, but no real shenanigans yet. In any case, for people, they always want to know when are these games being played, how long ago are they? Literally 1 or 2 hours ago, guys. Like when we started the show, this game was not played yet, so we actually we were not sure if it was going to happen, because you never know.
We thought about live casting this game, but it's just a little bit safer to just get the games played and the cast from replay. For the purpose of the broadcast, at least. Masa looks like he's going to be going with the gasless fast expand. DRG going to get the drone scout in. I love, by the way, that DRG does send this drone scout. There are a lot of Zerg players that try to skip this, that try and cheat a little bit, but DRG does not want to take any chances. He sends the drone, and he gets a really nice look. He's even going to come down here and spot this barracks.
Pop. Yes, he will.
And now Dongraegu knows all.
Of course, guys, in situations like this, when you don't see the Rex immediately, always try to count the workers. Now, it's going to be hard to count them all, but there's going to be a really big difference between 14, 15 SCVs or, let's say, 9 SCVs when there are 2 SCVs out on the map. He's going to build a command center in his main base, man. I'm a little bit surprised by that. Take a look at Masa. Masa did not scout yet, so perhaps... kind of wonder what he's going to do. He's going to bring out 2 SCVs and a marine over here, man.
Yeah, maybe some feigned 2 racks pressure.
Forced well, I guess that was on purpose. Okay.
And DRG is just going to, he has to kind of overreact to this because he does not know how many barracks there are. So this is really nice, and does cancel that bunker almost immediately. Look, Dongraegu even pulling more workers down here. Does not want to take chances.
Of course, the good thing for Dongraegu is that hatchery is already done. So the moment that he's done with pulling workers, they go immediately back to mining. It's not like they have to make the trip all the way back to the main base.
Now, Masa should probably get out of here at this point. Lings are going to be popping out soon. Queens are on the way.
But what if that Meridian's not afraid, man?
He should be, because I don't think you want to be running across Ohana with Zerglings on your heels. Building SCV has the worst job ever, as he is left behind, and everything else will piece out of there. So DRG... I mean, that fake pressure kind of worked out well for Masa. He comes out of it with an 18 to 16 worker advantage.
Double refinery down already for Masa, so we're going to see a different playstyle of him. Ben is most likely going to drop a factory as soon as he hits 100 gas. And then I'm very curious to see where he's going to take this.
DRG still playing very quickly, cruising along at an average of 250 actions per what?
Masa a little bit indecisive. I think he wasn't just sure, like, build factory, and then he built a reactor. I think by a pure mistake, because he wanted to get the factory as soon as possible, then just maybe had a little bit of brain lag and decided to build the reactor first, and then it's like, no, I don't need the reactor, I need the factory first. Maybe a little bit of nerves as well, man.
Certainly, I would be nervous if I was playing Dongraegu.
I wouldn't.
Actually, I wouldn't either, because there is no, like, there's no hope.
It's not like that's gonna make any difference.
I would get nervous if I was playing Dongraegu and then, like, I did something and I killed a bunch of drones. Yeah. That's the moment that I would get really nervous. I'd be like, oh my god. Your heart starts beating really fast. Man.
The most nervous I ever was in a Wacky 3 game, where I thought like I would never beat Moon, but then I won the second map because it was a very, very, not super imbalanced, but it was pretty imbalanced map for my race. Dongraegu is going to try to run by with the links. Not going to happen though. Good move by Masa, reacting very quick. And then in game 3, Ben, suddenly I killed this hero and my heart started beating. I was like, oh my god, am I actually going to beat Moon here in New York? And then I had the biggest advantage ever and I threw it away. Because I got so nervous, because I was actually winning the game. If I would have played that game at home against a no-name, I would have never lost. But I got very nervous. But right now against Dongraegu, I wouldn't be nervous. I know I wouldn't win.
Reminds me of a song I know, Kev.
What's the song though?
Everybody chokes.
I don't think that's the way the song goes.
It's not. I changed that one word.
Starport is down already as well, Ben. There's quite a bit of gas saved up. Well, this is interesting, as we're going to see Hellions and perhaps Cloak Banshees on the same time as soon as he has minerals and triple orbital. So economic mass over here, Ben. Well, last game he went very, very heavy on the bio units. He shows us here that he ain't afraid to switch it up and take a stand.
Not at all. DRG is going to pump out a couple of links here, as this is the time of the game where you have to be mindful of certain pokes and prods and just annoying things that Terran's able to do.
No cloak yet. He's going to research Stim immediately. I'm a little bit surprised by that, as he had so much gas saved up, man. And you know what we always ask ourselves? What you going to do with all that gas?
I think he's going to use it to get some upgrades, as he does have double eBay finishing up.
Gonna make that part of the wall. It's a little bit risky against the Baneling style that we all know the Dongraegu lost. Ben, this is a lot of speedlings and there is no full wall up yet.
Uh-oh, no bunker either.
Only 2 Hellions, 6 Hellions on the map.
Cheating a little bit by not building that bunker is going to take just... Oh, well, it's not going to be that bad. He does a nice job running his workers to his Hellions. Only 2 SCVs killed. That's actually not that bad at all. That works out maybe even a little bit in favor of Masa. But, I mean, not only did he do a little bit of damage, he pulled these Hellions back off the map. It gives DRG a lot of time to posture up. And now we see the Spire going down. And this is one of the things that Dongraegu is famous for.
Spire play is going down. These 6 Hellions are going to have a field day, I guess. Well, there are a few Zerglings remaining, but not all that many. So he doesn't have to be super worried about getting surrounded. There's one Spinecrawler, but it's a little bit out of position. And these drones, Ben, I don't know.
No, they're... wondering why they didn't vouch, or why they didn't spring for that life insurance package. Same can be said for these queens right now, Kevin, as Hellions and Banshees are going to...
Spire just halfway done.
To be very, very
One more queen is coming in. Oh, Masa saw it a little bit too late. We'll end up losing that Banshee. Oh, one more queen was about to pop, so I guess that was inevitable, but still, he's forcing Dongraegu to make a lot of links over here. And he has killed an enormous amount of units, man. 45. Of course, most of those were links. Almost all of them were links. I guess with the remaining of, well, maybe 2 queens and a couple of drones. But still, that's good. That's a lot of larva.
That is an absolutely ton of larva, Kevin, and we can see it reflected in the worker tab, 54 SCVs to 55 drones. Not a bad spot for Masa to be in. This is a winnable game for him. It's maybe not his advantage, but he's certainly not behind, as we do see those first mutas. I lied. Where are the mutas? Spire's done. There they are. First mutas going into the production tab. 7 mutas going down.
We only have 3 Hellions on the map right now. When bunker is not ready yet, these Marines are gonna get surrounded like it's storm. What is stormtroopers? Star troopers? Starship troopers.
Starship troopers.
Yes. I still have not seen that movie. I'm so sad about it.
I mean, it's kind of one of those movies that you have to see, but not because it's a great movie, because it's a terrible movie.
The Muslim is a big fan of the movie. He said it's amazing.
It is amazing. What is the movie that Naniwa always jokes about? The vampire movie?
Vampire Kiss.
Yeah, it's like that.
I think it's that. I think that's the name. I'm not sure.
It's Vampire Kiss in space.
No,
it is.
Nothing is as bad as Vampire Kiss. You know Vampire Kiss from Nicolas Cage? It's literally the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
Then you'll love Starship Troopers. You will love it, as the mutas are going to make their first little prod up into the main base of Masa. And wow, Masa is incredibly underprepared for this. He's going to take some heavy losses on his SCVs.
Well, actually, he's repairing most of them, Ben. Not that many of them went down.
Now we've had 14 worker kills total. Of course, that does also factor in the workers that died to Zergling run-bys.
I love how Dongraegu always has like good creep thread. You know, like a lot of people, they have good creep thread, Ben, but it's creep thread in one direction. And look how this spreads. This is literally 180 degrees almost how this goes forward.
Just to build on that, I mean, spreading creep is obviously very, very important, but if ever there is a time when Zerg players cheat and don't really bother with spreading creep, it's when they play Muta. Because you've got those mutas, it gives you the vision. If you're playing mutas, you're probably also playing speedling. They're already very fast.
Yeah, but I guess this little tab over here shows us why you can do that, man. It's cruising around 330, sometimes even 400 APM. He's going to try to poke in over here with these mutas, but he's going to see that missile turret and notice that he's not going to be able to achieve a whole lot over here. So far, this is, of course, has been a pretty good game by Masa as well. We're definitely not trying to pretend like Dongraegu has a massive advantage, because the opposite is true. So far, Masa's putting up an excellent fight.
Yeah, and if we look at the army supplies, Masa actually has a slightly larger army, or even army now.
Certainly in the straight-up fight, he has a much better army, of course, as the DPS of these Marines is much higher than the ones of the Middle East.
Almost able to intercept those mutas, not quite getting into position in time. DRG is going to have to make some bang.
Oh, Middle East!
Oh, wow, that's a great catch by Masa, doing some serious damage to the mutas of DRG. There are no banelings out. There is no baneling speed. Dongraegu is in a little bit of trouble here. This is going to be a tough defense. Oh, there's not a hatchery there. That's good news.
Because there is so much creep, you just expect it to be there.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, DRG expanded to the right side
Oh,
of the
the
map.
tanks are a little bit on siege. A lot of Zerglings streaming in, but Mudas are going to idle above the siege tanks. Both tanks will fall, but not before. He's going to lose all the links.
He kills 2 tanks. He basically trades lings for tanks. That's very nicely done. Might have lost 1 or 2 mutas, but that was well worth it. As DRG
still has 15.
Kevin, by keeping that tank count down, you just make your banelings so much more effective. And Masa has only been producing tanks off of 1 factory. He has 2 more finishing up, so that'll change shortly. But that was a really nice initial pick-off. It basically means, okay, now you can't push until you start working off those other 2 factories again.
A little bit surprised that Dongraegu doesn't try to take this northern Zelnaga watchtower. Certainly when you have Mudas, it's always nice just to see how many units are there. And if there's only 1, I think it's so scary when playing against a Zerg like Dongraegu, when you just have absolutely 0 map vision. It's really weird how much this Zelnaga watchtower means, just by how comfortable you can feel and how much more you can actually focus on certain parts macro. But this is of course a great pick-off by Dongraegu on the right side of the map.
Catching the drop and spotting the army can make it very hard for Masa to continue to make this push work, but he is gonna march forward ever so slowly.
51 links and 29 banelings, man. There is 1 Tor in the mix as well, and it's almost 60 Marines. It's gonna come down. It's gonna come down to positioning, and of course a little bit of splitting as well.
Oh, DRG wants to take a. Oh nope, just wanted to clear the Zonaka tower. Kills the 1 Marine. 60 more are behind him.
This was such a nice SCV, man. He followed that Hellion to his death. And even when the Hellion was going to repair it, he was repairing him. He's like, I believe you. I believe you can do it. So cute.
Poor SCV. Think he's sad now?
Moment of silence. So many banelings, but...
A couple of Marines are going to come forward. DRG is going to waste no time in dealing with him. Masa maybe a little bit backed into a corner there. Dongraegu does not.
Still, I thought that was beautiful positioning by Masa.
And a nice control.
Yep. Certainly with that cliff in the middle as well and the tank on the high ground. That's really, really well done by Masa. Masa is playing some super high level StarCraft, man. And during all this, he's moving in to take a fort. Now there are a lot of banelings. This Tor maybe got a little bit over-eager.
And it gets surrounded, will go down. Banelings are going to march forward as well. Where are the tanks? I only see a single tank.
He has 5 tanks, but I only see 1.
They're all back at home. There's 2 of them outside of his natural, a 3rd one being rallied in.
Masa can lose everything over here right now because Dongraegu has so many units, man. We do have a couple of Marines, well, just literally a couple as the remaining 4 are not shooting. Working on that hatchery. Masa, I think he really has to back off, man. I don't think he can defend this little army.
He's really playing with fire. First Infestors are out. The Zergling, Baneling, Muta composition is really strong at this point in the game. There's a nice fungal going down by Dongraegu, and maybe we will see him just commit to the fight here. He is going to just go for it. Banelings crushing into the Marines. Muta's making very, very short work of a lot of those medevacs.
One fungal could have killed most of those Marines.
And there are a couple fungals. One of them does go down. The Infestors get picked off very quickly, though. And actually, Masa...
It's still Dongraegu, man. 70 links are on the map already. 50 links came in to reinforce. And or at least keep that hatchery alive. Now these medevacts are a little bit of trouble. These tanks will fall as well. And Masa just overextended.
I really feel like Masa's playing incredibly well. It's just that he's playing against Dongraegu, who might be the best Zerg to ever play the game. And as we can see, DRG is going to continue just pushing it all forward. Masa backed all the way into his natural. He's got only 100 supply right now, Kevin, and I don't think that there's really much he can do. Ultralisks and Infestors on the production tab for Dongraegu. Those are going to be the game enders if this push doesn't do it already.
Mutas are going to work on this medevac as well. That lonely siege tank over here is like, guys? Guys? I need backup.
That's me playing World of Tanks, Kev.
Yeah, that kind of is MrBitter playing World of Tanks. But you would not. You would be like here. Like you would be here, and you would be the artillery shooting people over there. Because you're
Command and Conquer tank.
Because you're a coward, man.
Wow.
In World of Tanks, you're a coward.
Have you ever watched me play that game?
Yeah.
I always die because I just drive into the battle.
No, you're always artillery. You sit behind bushes and shoot people.
So not true.
Masa is steaming a couple of Marines across the map, but just look at the minimap, and the minimap tells the entire story. Dongraegu, of course, maxed out as well. Ultralisk are on the way. He's going to get 7 Ultras soon. And you know what I love most, Ben? He never forgets that also important Adrenal Glands upgrade.
Of course he does not. It is about halfway complete. VRG just going to come up into the 4th expansion of Masa, and it's going to go right down along with every single SCV that was there. Masa is definitely reeling right now. His natural, not even any workers there. He still has minerals at every base, but He just doesn't have that many SCVs. Only 48 SCVs out on the map, and they're spread across 4 different bases. That's about 10 workers per base, Kev.
This is not the last best of 3 that we have for you guys today, as after this we're going to have Hawk versus Alive. That should be a great series as well. Masa is going to try to make a final stand over here, Ben, but all these ultras.
All these ultras, Baneling's coming behind them, Infestors and a couple of Mutas still alive as well. Great play from Dongraegu, showing that when he plays to win. And he's going to make, he's going to clean up the last of these units and probably going to go ahead and end this game here. As Masa, he's hanging in there, never give up, never surrender, never say die. But sometimes you do just run out of breath.
Why would you say die? It's like, I would really not like to be my last words to be die.
What would your last words be?
I don't know. It's like, why me and not Bitter?
Kevin, I think your last words were going to be, watch this wheelie.
Watch this wheelie?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow, you actually went there. Now you joke about it, but imagine it happens. You're going to be so sad about cursing me.
I'm just saying, some people have no business on a motorcycle. Here comes DRG once again, actually going to avoid those siege tanks.
I can't believe you actually said that. 6 more ultras are in production, but Masa knows it's
GG.
a little too late. GG is called. Still really, really good play by the Root Terran, in my opinion. I really think he put up a fantastic
he played
fight.
fantastic. I think against maybe any other Zerg in the league except Hyung, he's able to hang in there and make something happen. But Dongraegu is just on another level. Fantastic play. Of course, that game was brought to you guys by iBuyPower PCs. The PCs that power the North American Star League. You can pick up your own high-performance PC or notebook at iBuyPower.com.
I can't believe you said that.
Kevin, I love you, man. I don't want you to buy a motorcycle. I think it's a bad idea.
I think it's a great idea.
You can barely.
What?
I don't think it's a good idea.
What do you want to say? I can barely tie my own.
I mean, I've seen you drive, man. You try to drive with both feet. It's.
Yeah, no. Well, I'm used to driving with a clutch. Like, I'm not as lazy as you Americans who just drive automatic cars all around.
That's great logic.
I use both feet.
Guys, we're gonna take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. It's going to be Huck up against Fnatic Alive. Final game of the night.
Such a nice game, Ben. It's a really big one as well. Alive, I believe, after beating Red, is 2-2 in the league. I will double check on that. And Huck is currently 3-1. And the only game he lost was a walkover loss. So will he be able to keep his sort of unbeaten record?
We'll find out.